Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cleveland Browns halftime show. With the score, the Cleveland Browns 24 and the Cincinnati Bengals 10. Now, this is an interesting game. I gotta tell you, this is not the way I would have seen this unfold or anybody else. A very peculiar game in the sense that nobody's really stopping anybody, except it appears that the two coaches are stopping their own offenses. The Browns, with a double pitch, harkening back to the goddamn Freddie Kitchens days on a 3rd and 1 where they could have punched it in and been up 28-7. Why? And Zach Taylor running the clock out and settling for 3. Why? There are lots of questions that have been dogging these two head coaches for all of this season. And, I just kind of think that's just peculiar. Other than that, it's been a wild and woolly first half. Turnover battle. The Browns are getting turnovers, and I thought we had a third one there. I really did, and I couldn't see the play. They didn't show it very well about, who was it, Sean Hill, who got there too late, or too early, excuse me, in the pass interference. I didn't really get to see that, where Walker came up with the interception. I'm not sure what the deal was on that. Lining up offsides 3 times in the first quarter. I mean, there's lots of things that are very strange about this football game, and that would definitely be a bunch of them. But I'll tell you, everybody's going to make this everyone's going to make this into an OBJ referendum, and that's a rearview mirror for me. I'm glad he's gone. I don't want to have to deal with him anymore. I don't want to have to deal with his attitude. Donovan Peoples-Jones has proven that he can break free on a long pass last year. We haven't seen anything like that this year, and the ball was right on the money. And for those people who want to continue blaming, Baker Mayfield, who is 7 for 8 for 121 yards, and just say, well, he's only 7 of 8, It's like, Joe Burrow, meanwhile, is thrown for almost 200 yards in the first half, 18 of 26, and it doesn't look like the Browns really can stop him either. Mixon has carried at an average 5.6 yards per run, but turnovers kill. T. Higgins is catching a lot of passes. The Browns seem to be doing a good job so far on Jamar Chase. So, it's interesting. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sitting here watching this and saying to myself, it can't continue like this. All right. The Browns aren't going to get a couple of more turnovers in the second half. And the question is whether the Browns offense can maintain their ability to get the ball down the field, and whether Kevin Stefanski is going to fuck up their touchdown opportunity again in the red zone, which I'm still absolutely perplexed. Who would call that kind of a play and stretch the field on a 3rd and 1? You could go for it on 3rd and 4th down and get the 1 yard against a team that does not have a good defense against the run. I mean, Nick Chubb is averaging 6.5 yards per carry. It makes me wonder, and I don't really think, Brett, that is the question. I think it's all about halftime adjustments. It's amazing to think that looking at the Cleveland Browns statistically in this football game, and I'll try to find this by team stats, how many plays they've actually run, it's crazy. They've only had possession for under 8 minutes of the first half of the game. And I'm trying to see how many pass plays, 8 pass plays, and how many running plays. I'm trying to find this real quickly here on the fly. Rushing attempts, only 7. I mean, you're talking about 15 plays. I don't know, man. I've never seen anything like this. They're still running the scripted plays all the way through the first half and still have some left over. Oh, I've never seen anything like that before, and I probably never will again. And I saw a 99-yard interception return by Denzel Ward on a ball that was thrown a beat late by Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, he's a fine young quarterback. Why isn't Cincinnati running the football more? Why are they making him throw 26 times in the first half? And that will lead eventually to turnovers. He can get strip sacked. He can throw interceptions. Receivers can get blindsided and fumble, like happened to Jamar Chase. There's a lot of curious things about this football game that I don't quite get. And it wouldn't be the first time I don't get. And Greedy Williams, I think he should retire. The shoulder is just, there's nothing left. I don't know. How he keeps hurting the shoulder, it must be irreparably damaged. We don't know if it's the same shoulder, but we can assume that it is, and it's not going anywhere. It's great to see a great pick six by Denzel Ward, who's not had a good year this year, but watching him suck down oxygen for the next, whole drive, I'm confused. Do we have a team that's full of asthmatics? Between he and Myles Garrett, Myles was invisible except for one basic line of scrimmage sack of a quarterback. Coming off the field and breathing into oxygen machines makes me wonder if these people are either A, in proper physical condition, B, whether Denzel Ward, because he's coming off of the hamstring, you can't do any kind of aerobic exercise when you're healing a hamstring or a calf. So maybe that's what it is, but wow. I don't have answers for you. What I do have questions about is if I'm the Browns, how do I come out in the second half? Because if you're the Bengals, you know that you have to stop the run, but you got burned on a deep pattern by DPJ, which was, a perfectly thrown ball, a perfectly run pattern, unlike some other guy who used to run his own patterns. A nice 24-yard chunk pass to Chubb. And that was something we haven't seen down the field. And, what are the Browns going to do? What is their identity going to be in the second half? Is this going to be a famous Kevin Stefanski? Well, let's sit on the ball and run the clock down. That would be the biggest mistake you can make because, quite honestly, neither defense in my mind has proven they can stop the other. The difference is the Browns got a couple of turnovers. The Bengals have no evidence that they can stop the Browns offense except if the Browns run goofy plays from the line of scrimmage. I don't know. I think that there are going to be continued questions about this one. Stefanski, it's just questionable why you would do something like that in a game that you're controlling and a chance to go up 28-7 and really demoralize the opposition. You brought them back into the game. And then amazingly, Zach Taylor he let the clock run out. I don't know. Tony Romo's on there saying, well, it's a good thing he's doing this because they never got a shot at the end zone. Well, they got T. Higgins, that would have been an incredible catch. Well, of course, the Steelers made an incredible catch last week. So who's to say what might happen? I think the Browns have to come out continuing to be really aggressive on offense. And they need to keep passing the ball down the field and not going into a shell. Because if they go into a shell, they will lose this football game. They have to continue the advantage that they have and keep Cincinnati out on the field defensively and keep them playing from behind to guarantee that Burrow has to keep throwing the ball. And if he throws the ball over 50 times in the game, there's a chance that he's going to get yet another turnover, another interception, if we can have the right men in the right position at the right time. So, this is the other thing. I did not see Elliott's personal foul there. What they showed was him just pushing somebody to get back out of the way. I don't know. I saw Malik Jackson, 97, kind of throw half a punch when, but again, everything, they never say who starts this stuff, but we do seem to get called for retaliation a lot. But I would say that I agree, Brian, that the defense has not shown very much focus or, however you want to put it. They've just not been dotting I's and crossing T's, and you just can't afford to do that. I was amazed they didn't call a roughing the quarterback passer on Clowney, the way things go with us. And, and I'm wondering if that was the reason why they decided to call some hinky thing on Elliott, because they really wanted to call the other, but didn't drop a flag back on the site. I don't know. As far as, what else we need to do, got to mix the pass and the run. The run was available early in the game. Middle of the field is open. I mean, when Anthony Schwartz catches one over the middle, the middle of the field is open. And, and this is, again, the problem is, the Browns had one nice blitz where Shaun Hill came up to the line of scrimmage and almost jumped off sides and got to Burrow. But we are running a lot of zone as well. And the real question is, we tried to tighten up. We got called for a pass interference on the Walker interception. It's a fine line. And I think that the Browns have, they're going to be in some zone contexts during the course of the second half. But I think that in the end, you got to play up on guys. You got to stick to your zones, but you got to keep on top of people. And, I'm hoping that the Browns can come out and score a touchdown in their first possession. I fear the dreaded 3 and out with adjustments made. We'll see what happens. I'm ready to go back. You're ready to go back. And I will be back after the game on the Browns post-game show. Let's keep our fingers crossed and hope the Browns can make the most of this so we can thumb our noses at all the people who just threw shit at us all week. I'll see you right after the game, win or lose. Until then, hasta la vista, Pastorheads. Let's go Browns.